I want my baby back.
I want my baby back.
I want my baby back.
I want my baby back. Ribs.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
You walk into a Chili's, maybe it's an Applebee's, maybe it's Olive Garden. You expect bottomless drinks, sizzling skillets, and comforting food that might not be gourmet, but at least feels safe. But what if I told you that in more kitchens than you'd ever guess, something's going seriously wrong? Behind the booths and cheerful jingles are operations riddled with shortcuts, dangerous ones. We're talking raw meat stored beside desserts, refrigerators leaking mystery fluids, sanitizing steps skipped because it doesn't smell bad. And in some kitchens, something so bad it's been shut down again and again and again. This isn't about dunking on your favorite comfort food. This is about corporate restaurants cutting corners, failing inspections, and putting millions at risk every single week. On today's episode of Grease Trap, we're counting down 6 of the filthiest chain restaurants in the country, ranked from this is bad to how is this even legal? Stick around, you might want to check the kitchen before your next night out. Number 6, Applebee's, eaten good in the bacteria zone. Applebee's has built its entire brand on being the neighborhood grill, familiar, safe, accessible. But what's been happening in their kitchens across multiple states tells a much different story. In 2023 alone, Applebee's locations in Pennsylvania, Missouri, and Michigan were cited for a disturbing range of violations. In one case, rodent droppings were found near dry storage. In another, mold growing inside soda fountains and bar taps, the same places your drinks are poured from. One Missouri location failed 3 inspections in under 6 months. The findings were the kind you read and feel sick. Pink liquid leaking from broken coolers, raw chicken stored next to uncovered desserts, and food debris coating prep counters like a crusted-over film. A former server on Reddit claimed managers told them to just wipe off spills, including blood from raw meat, instead of properly sanitizing the area. Another report claimed items beyond expiration were served until customers complained. In short, Applebee's isn't just a little messy. It's a symptom of a deeper issue. Too many locations, not enough oversight, and a corporate culture where cutting corners gets passed down like a recipe. Number 5, Golden Corral, the buffet of bioweapons. Golden Corral was once marketed as a buffet paradise. Family-friendly, value-driven, all-you-can-eat comfort. But it's also home to one of the most viral restaurant horror clips ever recorded. In 2013, an employee went public with a now infamous video showing racks of raw hamburger meat and ribs being stored outside, next to the dumpster. Why? Because the health inspector was coming. They were hiding the food. The company called it an isolated incident, but health reports from Florida, Georgia, and Ohio suggest otherwise. Multiple locations were cited for moldy, leaking ice machines, food sitting out for hours, flies buzzing over buffet trays. One inspector found expired salad dressing being rotated back into the buffet line, the label scraped off, the date rewritten. And customers? They had no clue. Because at a buffet, you don't get a label, you get a spoon and trust. Golden Corral sells the illusion of abundance, but when the back of house runs like a petri dish, all you can eat can turn into all you can inhale, and not in a good way. If this is making you think twice about your dinner plans, you're not alone. At Grease Trap, we pull back the kitchen door every week, exposing the fast food fails, shady franchise secrets, and banned ingredients hiding in plain sight. Subscribe now, smash that bell button so you never miss an upload, and drop your worst restaurant experience in the comments below. We might just feature it in our next expose. All right, let's get back to it. The next chain on this list is sizzling on the surface but festering behind the scenes. Number 4. Chili's. Skillet drama. Kitchen chaos. You know the sound, that signature Chili's skillet sizzle. The ribs arrive, the table feels warm, the vibe feels safe. But what about the kitchen it came from? In 2022, a whistleblower from a New Jersey Chili's shared footage that was hard to unsee. Cockroaches crawling behind the fryer, black sludge oozing from an unused sink, and raw chicken tossed around, uncovered. That location shut down for 48 hours. But it wasn't the only one with issues. Inspections in Texas, Ohio, and California uncovered a familiar list of horrors: grease coating walls like wallpaper, plates rinsed in non-potable mop water, gloves not changed between handling raw meat and cooked food. The worst part? Chili's relies heavily on pre-packaged boil bags for sauces and soups. If one bag is mishandled, undercooked, left out too long, it becomes a time bomb. And when those bags burst, what comes out isn't flavor, it's bacteria. Inside Chili's, the skillet might still sizzle, but the real fire, it's in the health inspection file. Number 3, Olive Garden. When you're here, you're mold? At Olive Garden, they make you feel at home. The unlimited breadsticks, the endless salad, it all feels comforting until you learn what's happening in the kitchen. In 2022, a Florida Olive Garden was shut down temporarily after inspectors found moldy lemons being used in drinks, rodent droppings under dry goods storage, and thick layers of grease inside the ice machine. Former employees from across the country have described chaos: chicken left out for hours, soup reheated multiple times, sauces congealing. And the breadsticks? Multiple ex-workers admit that if your table doesn't finish a basket, those same breadsticks often get tossed back under the heat lamp for the next group. It's not just cut corners. It's corporate rot hiding under Italian herbs and nostalgia. Number 2, Waffle House. Open 24/7. And the bacteria is too. Waffle House is iconic. It's the after-party pit stop, the road trip staple. It's always open. But that might be the problem. Because they never close, many locations never fully clean. In Georgia, a Waffle House was shut down in 2023 after inspectors discovered raw sewage leaking near the grill, cockroaches on prep surfaces, a waffle iron coated in so much hardened batter and grease it posed a literal fire hazard. On social media, videos have circulated of employees smoking while flipping burgers, roaches walking across plates, entire kitchens with a visible film of grime coating vents and fryers. When deep cleaning never happens, bacteria doesn't just grow, it thrives. At Waffle House, the only thing open longer than the doors is the time since the last proper sanitation. Number 1, Buffalo Wild Wings, the real biohazard bucket. You're there for the game, the wings, the beer. But at Buffalo Wild Wings, the real action isn't on the big screen. It's in the back. In 2022, one Illinois location was cited after health inspectors found raw chicken stored in trash bags. The walk-in freezer hadn't dropped below 50 degrees in over a week. Moldy draft lines were leaking bacteria into drinks. Worse, leftover wings were being reheated and served again. A former employee leaked internal memos showing corporate knew about multiple violations and chose to coach staff rather than replace broken equipment. Buffalo Wild Wings might serve up 20 different sauces, but none of them cover up the taste of negligence. These restaurants aren't just failing their customers. They're surviving on momentum, marketing, and mass production, while hiding mold, pests, and health violations under neon signs and menu deals. You don't have to boycott your favorites, but you do need to ask questions. Look beyond the branding. And if a place smells off, it probably is. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again on the next episode of The Grease Trap. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an upload.